Merry Christmas, gamers. It's that time of year again. Time we go out shopping for other people, but really, it's mostly the time we go out shopping for ourselves. But if you're shopping for someone else or you are shopping for yourself, I have good news. I spent hours last night and hours this morning. I only got about 4 hours of sleep finding the best deals, the best gift guide, the best thing you can get for someone else or yourself this holiday season. And just so I can go off and get to sleep, let's jump right into it. Let's start off this list with a big one for the streamers. Let's talk about Elgato. If you go to elgato.com, almost anything they sell is on sale right now at like pretty massive margins. Almost all stream decks are like $30 off. Their microphones are $30 to $40 off. But the biggest takeaway from Elgato right now that I'm most excited about are their bundles. Specifically this one, the prompter bundles. The Elgato prompter has been one of my favorite things they released. So much so I begged for an XL version, and I'm so excited that they showed an XL version at TwitchCon. I use this thing on every single Zoom call, whether it's my Japanese teacher or the CEO of YouTube. And right now this bundle is the prompter, the mount for it to stand on, the cold shoe mount, and a light to go on top of that, all for $235 when it's normally $405. That's almost 50% off, and it's cheaper than just buying the prompter by itself normally. Elgato even has a couple other deals that aren't gonna start until like December 1st. So scour the website for a little bit, see what you find. And while we're in the Elgato neighborhood, let's jump to Corsair. Corsair owns Elgato if you didn't connect those two things. But they've got a bunch of stuff on Black Friday sales right now. A big one being their 27-inch 1440p 240 hertz AMOLED monitor. I own this monitor and it is one of the most beautiful monitors I've ever seen. It's also insanely thin and light, which is not the most important thing for a monitor, but it's still really cool. But the 240 hertz refresh rate, the super fast response time, the incredible colors that you get with AMOLED, you've never gamed like this before. And it's just insane to me that I bought a 1440p 144 hertz monitor that was not AMOLED for the same price like 3-4 years ago. Maybe it was 5 years ago. Man, was I in my 20s? That's unfortunate. Next, if you're looking for webcams, let's talk about OBSBOT. I love that in 2024, good webcams have finally gotten affordable, which means when those webcams go on sale, it's a good day. The OBSBOT Tiny 2 Lite is a really cool PTZ webcam that we made a video on a couple months ago. PTZ, by the way, stands for Pan Tilt Zoom, which means it's got those little motors that make it move around by itself. But the Tiny 2 Lite is not only one of the cheapest PTZ cameras you can buy, normally selling for $179, but just in general, it's also a really high quality 4K webcam. OBSBOT, by the way, is the sponsor of this video, and I can't thank them enough for being an awesome support of this channel, but also for just making really cool products for me to share with you guys. But like I said, this camera is normally $179, which is an awesome price for a webcam that can use AI to track you around your room. Their Black Friday deal is up to 25% off, which brings, what would that be? That'd be $45 off. So it'd be $135. Is my math correct? This is what it. Yeah, $135. $135 for this 4K PTZ camera. And by the way, I say up to 25% because there's a 25% Black Friday deal plus a 5% deal just for my viewers, and links to that information all in the description down below. But the OBSBOT Tiny 2 has a lot of really cool tracking features. You can tell it to track certain areas of your body, like upper body and close-up, where it will zoom in while it tracks to keep you centered. It also has a headless and lower body mode for dancing. We're gonna go with dancing. It has hand tracking mode, which is great for streamers and musicians. And it has something called zone tracking, where you can limit the tracking area in case you need to step outside your production area or walk up to the camera, or you don't feel like showing off your double chin. I can get behind that. You can use hand gestures to activate and deactivate tracking, or even zoom in the camera a little bit more. But I'd say one of my favorite features of this camera is the ability to set preset angles that I can control with the Stream Deck. That way I can have a gaming camera preset where maybe the background is blurred and it's not moving, and then I can have a room camera preset with no background blur and tracking, and I can have them both on the same camera, switch between them with a single button on the Stream Deck. And then one last thing, the autofocus on this camera is fantastic. It uses phase detect autofocus, which is the same autofocus technology that we use in our big boy cameras that we make these videos with. Really cool camera. Let's move on. Now, I want to take a break from some streaming stuff and get into some gaming stuff because I've got something that I'm super excited about. My TikTok feed has been completely taken over by handheld gaming emulators. Have you seen those? They're like Game Boys, except you can play almost any games on them. Now, I did end up going down a rabbit hole and found out a lot of these super cheap ones that are on TikTok Shop are just that, super cheap. They got a lot of software bugs and the hardware doesn't feel very good when you press the buttons. So I did a lot of due diligence and found some good recommendations across the entire price spectrum. Starting with the affordable side, these are the ones for people who just want to buy something and immediately start playing, and they don't care that it's got all the power in the world. AVerMedia makes some great emulators. They're always near the top of everyone's top 5 gaming emulators list. And they've got such a wide variety of products, anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on what you're looking for. So if you want one with an analog stick or 2 analog sticks, they have those. If you want one with a beefier processor that can play up to N64 and GameCube games, they've got those. But if you're just looking for something simple to play old school NES and SNES or PSP games, they got that too. I feel like PSP was actually above N64. I think I meant to say PS1. So many acronyms here. But specifically the AVerMedia RG40XX is one that I had my eye on. And it's on a Black Friday sale right now, going from $95 down to $75. If you're looking for something a little bit more powerful than that, the Retroid 4 or 4 Pro is also fantastic. They've got a decent sized screen built into them. You've got some really cool retro color styles for the body, and they're also on sale right now. If you go to their own website, it's like $40 to $50 cheaper than getting it on Amazon right now. So I highly recommend you do that. And of course, links to everything in the description down below. But if that's still not enough for you, you wanna play something like Call of Duty on a handheld on a plane, the Odin 2 is just wild. That thing is basically a Steam Deck without being a Steam Deck. It's totally Android controlled and just an absolute monster. But for those of you that set the handheld down and move over to your PC, I've got a handful of PC peripheral deals for you right now too that are great for Christmas gifts. First one I wanted to mention is Logitech. They got a handful of deals right now, but the ones that were most exciting to me are on their mice. Logitech mice are my hurt locker. I can't seem to step away. They've got their G502X right now, which the Pro version is the one that I currently use on my desk. And that thing has gone down from $159 to $111. That's almost 30-ish% off. And also their super popular Pro X Super Lite 2 is on a massive sale, also going from $159 down to $117. HyperX also has a bunch of deals. They have a couple on Amazon for things like their headsets, but they've got bundles on their websites right now, things like bundling a headset with a microphone or a headset with a mouse. Some of these are pretty steep, like some of them are above 40% off. Gamers looking for peripherals, it seems like Corsair, HyperX, and Logitech are the 3 to go with this year. But let's get back to some content creator gear, because one that I'm really excited about, especially for those of you looking to expand outside of just live streaming, maybe edit some TikToks or edit some YouTube videos, get creative, Davinci Resolve is 20% off right now. If you're new to the space, Davinci Resolve is one of the most popular editing softwares. We use it here. This is what all of our videos are edited on, and it's great because it's a one-time purchase. It's not, do we need to bring up Adobe and their subscription system? That's why most people are leaving. But Davinci Resolve, which normally goes for $295, is down to $235 right now. And once you pay it once, you got it forever. Updates included. AVerMedia is also a great place to look for deals right now, especially if you're looking for capture cards. Almost all their capture cards are on a Black Friday deal right now, and their Live Gamer 4K I think is a great deal if you're looking for a capture card, but you don't need HDMI 2.1 pass-through. This thing is 40% off right now, normally being $250, but going for $150. But even their current gen HDMI capture cards right now are discounted, so take a look over there if you're looking for a capture card. And lastly, let's talk about a couple camera options right now, because for both super budget and also professional cameras, there are some great deals. Let's start with going a little bit pro with the camera that I'm actually shooting on right now, the LUMIX S5ii. It is wild how cheap you can get this 6K cinematic glory of a camera. The camera with the body only was released about 2 years ago for $2,000, and you can already get it used with the 20 to 60 millimeter lens for $1,450 right now. Cameras are some of my favorite things to get used, because as long as they're not damaged, they don't really degrade. In fact, this camera right up here is a used S5ii that I got for about this price, but without a lens. Because this camera shoots 6K, because it's small, because it never overheats, I use it for all my videos and I use it for live streaming. It's also great for content creators because it shoots in open gate or it shoots extra tall, so it's easier to crop into a vertical format. But if you're just getting into cameras, you're looking for something a little bit more budget, I got great news for you. The Sony ZV-e10 is on a Black Friday deal for $100 off right now. You can buy it with the kit lens for $700, which is $100 cheaper than the $800 that it usually goes for. Or if you know you're already planning on buying that 16mm Sigma lens that everybody wants while streaming and you don't want an extra lens with it, you can get it with just the body only for $600. I think I bought mine when it first came out 3 years ago for like $1,000. So that is a great deal, and it's a great camera to get started on your content creator journey. But that's it for my suggestions. What I wanna do is I wanna open this up to a forum. I'm gonna put the pinned comment down below. I want you guys to put your suggestions for anything that I missed down there, so we can just have this video be the ultimate gift guide, the ultimate shopping guide for gamers and content creators and live streamers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped, and as always, happy streaming.